Good morning, first grade.
Good morning, Mr. Periwinkle.
As some of you may remember, today is show and tell. I had asked each of you to bring something from home that you love more than anything else in the whole world. Now, who would like to go first?
I will.
Well, wonderful, Stacy. Come on up and share with the class.
I brought an apple because apples are good for your health. You know, an apple a day keeps the doctor away. Plus, I know that teachers like apples, so I thought, give an apple away and teacher will give you an A.
Apples? Man, I'm from the Bronx. In the Bronx, we eat rocks. We're tough.
Rock fighters. Bronxy rock fighters. What'd I miss? What slimed my desk?
We're still having show and tell. Please stay awake and pay attention, and please wipe your mouth. Thank you, Stacy. I can't guarantee you an A because you gave me this apple, but if you had brought me an Apple iPod, then that's a different story. You know, Apple, iPod, Apple, the company.
So you're saying if we want an A, we have to buy you expensive gifts?
No, that's not what I mean at all.
Mr. Periwinkle, I don't think this is very ethical. In fact, I believe Principal Constipation would not approve of this.
Well, actually, his name is Principal Constantine, and let's just drop it and move on. Let's have TJ. You're next.
What?
It's your turn.
Oh, okay. This is the thing that's most important to me in the world. This is my Blanky. I call him Blanky. He keeps me company and protects me when I'm scared or worried.
That's about right. That blanket's the only friend you got.
Susan, that is not nice. Thank you, TJ. Next up, Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald?
Fitzy, it's your turn.
What? Oh yeah, show and tell. Okay. I brought something. This ball of lint. It's very important.
Now, why is this something that you love more than anything else?
Because this could save your life. One time I was out stuck in the wilderness and I used this ball of lint to start a fire.
You did? When were you stuck in the wilderness?
Just the other day, I was stuck out in the snow and my sister had gotten mad, right? And so she turned the whole place into like ice and snow and stuff. It was everywhere. And then I met this guy named Kristoff and his reindeer named Sven. And then we saw this like snowman and he was singing about summer.
Man, you got lint in your head. That's the plot from the movie Frozen. You don't know what you're talking about. Sit down. It's my turn. I brought money. Money is what I love more than anything.
Why do you love money so much?
Because it takes money to buy stuff. And I have a lot of cool stuff. Better than all your blankies, apples, and lint balls.
Hey, my Blanky is way better than your money. It keeps me warm.
Oh, hey, lint balls are great. You can even eat them. They're high in fiber. I think this is my mom's hair. And it kind of looks like Kevin Bacon.
Money is more important than anything. And who's Kevin Bacon?
How do you not know Kevin Bacon? I don't understand. Kevin Bacon's my friend. You have a blanket on your head.
Wow, it looks like our friends are definitely mixed up. Money, blankets, and apples are great, but they are far from the thing we should love more than anything. The Bible is very clear that we should love God more than anything else. The things of this world like money, possessions, and stuff won't last forever. They are here today, then they are gone. But God lasts forever. He is way more important than stuff. Today you are going to learn from another big question Jesus asked. He asked, what do you benefit if you gain the whole world but lose your own soul? That means, what good would it do you if you have all the money in the world but you lose your relationship with God? That's a very important question that we need to answer. Today you are going to learn from a story Jesus told called The Parable of the Rich Fool. you're going to learn that you must always love God more than your stuff. My name is Kayla, and I'll see you next time when we learn more of Jesus' questions.
Hello, boys and girls. Welcome back to the Bible Story Corner. It's me, the Bible Story Lady. I hope you have your Bibles with you. Great. Well, today I actually want to tell you a story from the book of Luke, chapter 12. Okay? So Jesus was there actually teaching a group of people. But all of a sudden, he was interrupted while he was preaching. Okay? This man started complaining about someone who owed him money. I mean, can you imagine that? This man was so much more concerned about someone owing him money that he thought it was way more important than listening to Jesus teach. But you know what though? Jesus knew that there was a lot of people in the crowd that loved their money and their things way more than what they should. So he decided to tell them a story about a rich man. Let's see. This man owned a lot of stuff. In fact, this man owned so much land, cattle, grain, and stuff that he didn't even have enough storage space to store it all. So one day, the rich man was looking out on all of his land and possessions, and he said to himself, I will tear down my barns and build bigger ones to hold all of my possessions. Now, he didn't think to share his stuff with the poor or to give some of it to the church or anything like that. All he thought about was himself and his stuff. But at that very moment, God spoke to the man. You fool, you are going to die tonight. Then who will get everything you worked for? And do you know what? That is exactly what happened. That night, the man died. He was so focused on his stuff, but now his life was over. How much of his stuff do you think he got to take with him when he died? That's right, none. Wow, that was a really good Bible story. I think it's time for a power verse now.
Just been pouring the milk directly into the stove. Somebody's got to tell me these things. Hey kids, Coach here. I'm still in the kitchen. The lunch ladies are still having a dispute about the quantity and quality of sporks in the kitchen. But it's all good. I'm going to teach you our power verse today. Today our power verse is this. And what do you benefit if you gain the whole world but lose your own soul? Mark 8:36. All right, now Coach needs all the fellas to stand up where you're at, and you're going to help Coach do the power verse. If you don't, it's a technical foul. Here we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3. And what do you benefit if you gain the whole world but lose your own soul? Mark 8:36. Great job, boys. You can sit down. Now I need all the ladies to stand up and see if you can say it even louder than the boys. Ready? 1, 2, 3. And what do you benefit if you gain the whole world but lose your own soul? Mark 8:36. Great job! Great job, girls. You did good. You can sit down. Ooh, now, this reminds me, Coach, when I first started, I wanted a gold whistle. Now, I would have done anything to get this gold whistle. I was thinking about it. I was dreaming about it. Coach, stop going to work. Coach, stop working out. It was bad. Then I realized, look, it doesn't matter. The stuff doesn't make you happy. Plus, Coach was starting to get a little flabby. That's what was happening. So, boys and girls, just remember, keep God number one. Your stuff isn't going to make you happy. So, let's do our power verse one more time together, but this time with the physical challenge. Okay, I want everybody to stand up, and this time, while you do your power verse, we're gonna pretend that we're bench pressing 500 pounds. Ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3. And what do you benefit if you gain the whole world and lose your own soul? Mark 8:36. Good job, everybody. You can sit down. Now listen, Coach has got to go back and start making some milk steaks. Don't worry, they're going to be delicious. I'll see you next week. All right, where's that milk?
So you see, Jesus was making a point with this story. He was telling the people that focusing on your money and your possessions and your stuff is not worth it. All of this stuff is not worth it when you die. Okay? Now, instead, focus your time and your energy and your passion on the things of God. You know, the only thing that will matter when you die is having a relationship with God. All of that other stuff doesn't matter at all. Now, that's why we're learning about what Jesus asked today. What does it benefit to gain the world but lose your soul? So listen carefully, because this could change your life.
Okay, so what you see, kids, is what do you benefit if you gain the whole world and then you lose your soul? What do you benefit?
Ha!
Well, what is going on?
No one questions the Inquisitor!
Who's the Inquisitor again?
The Inquisitor is I! And I am here because you are asking questions! Questions! And it is questions that I love to ask. Questions that'll deep fry your brain. Now, prepare yourself for an inquisitive barrage.
What is an inquisitive barrage?
Hey, I will ask the questions around here, Lucy Goosey.
Okay, that's totally not my name.
No matter, it's question time. What is the moon made out of? Do pickles conduct electricity? And how many kangaroos are in Australia?
Well, I don't think I've ever tried to count all of them.
Is mustard the opposite of ketchup? And where do sneezes come from?
Okay, would you stop with all of these silly questions? We're actually asking a really serious question today, and it's one of the questions that Jesus asked.
Oh, did he want to know about the kangaroos in Australia?
No. God knows everything anyway. No, he actually asked the question, what do you benefit if you gain the whole world, but you lose your own soul?
What would I gain? Why, I'd gain the whole world! Fame, jewels, money, baloney. I love baloney. Who needs a soul when you can have a mountain of baloney?
Okay, first off, that's just nasty. And secondly, all of that stuff that you just mentioned, that's just stuff.
But it would be my stuff. My baloney!
Listen, Inquisitor, okay? None of this stuff is yours, okay? Everything comes from God. He is the great creator. And if it wasn't for him, none of this stuff would even exist. So, if you have all of this stuff, that's because God gave it to you. Okay, look, money doesn't last forever, you know, and neither does stuff. Stuff usually, what happens with stuff? Breaks, rust, maybe gets lost, stolen. And with money, eventually you're gonna spend it. And you don't wanna hold on to it and let it control your life. And one day, eventually, our lives are gonna end and we can't take any of this stuff with us.
You make a good point. Besides, bologna wouldn't last that long before getting all stinky, especially in the summer. Hey, I have another question. What could you possibly dedicate your life to that would last forever?
Easy. The answer is God. You need to make God number one in your life. God is eternal. That means that He'll never rust, He'll never get lost, and He'll never be stolen. Besides, He's definitely way more fulfilling than fame and stuff. And I'm sorry to say, but even baloney.
This intrigues me. I shall sally forth to the theatrical posterior and mull this quandary over.
What does that mean?
I'm gonna go off and think about it for a little bit. But before I go, I have one more question for you. Beware. Was the Tyrannosaurus Rex a ferocious dinosaur? Or was he just upset because he couldn't hug anybody?
What are you talking about?
No one questions the Inquisitor!
Okay. Well, that was it for our lesson today. So, on to your next class.
Hello, boys and girls. Welcome back to second period, where we are learning even more. Great. So today we're actually learning from an important question that Jesus asked. What would benefit you if you gained the world but lost your soul? So let's see. Have you ever thought about being rich? I mean, super rich with all the money and stuff in the world, but so rich that you really didn't know what to do with it all? Has anybody ever thought about having a huge house with a big swimming pool, maybe 100-inch screen TV with the latest video game system with all the video games ever created? Have you ever just thought about that and said that would be awesome? In today's Bible story, we learned about a man who had it all. In his lifetime, in his short little lifetime, he had everything he ever wanted. He had the big house, he had lots of cattle. He also had many, many barns to put all of his possessions in. So you can kind of say that he was living the dream life, kind of like what I was describing a few seconds ago by today's standards. But I have one question for you. What happened to him? Right, he died. And he died without God in his life. So you tell me, was it worth it for him to have all of that stuff in the end? No, it wasn't. So by Jesus telling us this story, we learn that nothing is worth more than my relationship with God. So in the end, it didn't matter how much stuff the rich man had. He died and lost it all anyway. But the sad part is that he died without God in his life. So when it comes to spiritual things, he was actually not a rich man. He was a very poor man. But you have to realize that nothing is worth more than having a relationship with God. And why? Because money and stuff won't last forever. When you die, just like the rich fool we read about, you can't take your possessions with you. You can't bring anything with you. I mean, do you ever see a hearse pulling a U-Haul down the street filled with stuff? I mean, that person is dead, but their stuff is still here, but they can't take it with them. So look at these things. These are nice and fun and wonderful, and everybody likes having nice things. But it's when all you think about and spend your time on is getting more and more of the nice things, then the only thing that really matters is getting ignored. And what's that? Your relationship with God is the only thing that's going to last forever. I mean, how sad would it be if you spent your entire life only wanting to get the latest and greatest things, but ignored your relationship with God? So tell me, which one of these things that you can bring with you to heaven when you die? None of it. So, what should we do? If we are not to live our lives to get more money and more stuff, then what should we do? Well, Jesus told us. He said to love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your mind. So what does that mean? It means I must make God number one in my life. So you must love God more than you love your money, more than you love your computer, more than you love your toys, your electronics, etc. So if you spend more time playing video games than spending time with God, you got it all wrong. And then if you decide that I don't want to put money in the offering basket because I want to save it to buy more toys and more candy, then obviously we love that stuff more than we love God. We are called fools, just like the man in our Bible story. If we are going to make a difference in the world and live our lives the way God wants us to, then we need to love God more than our stuff. We need to let our stuff go and spend our time and our energy and focus on building a relationship with God. We need to make God number one in our lives. After all, He's the only one that lasts forever, not our stuff. Take it away, Skittles.
What's up? What's up? Ah, yeah. What's up, everybody? It's me, the S-K-I to the double T-L-E-S. Skittles in the hizzy, and I'm ready to tell you what's up. Today, we are talking about loving God more than anything else in this world. So every time today that somebody asks you, what's up? You tell them, God matters more than my stuff. Can you believe it? Some people love the things of this world more than God. Stuff like money, possessions, friends, whatever. But even though none of those things are necessarily bad, we can't give anything in exchange for our soul, baby. God has got to be number one. So anytime if somebody asks you, what's up? You tell them, God matters more than my stuff. And that's what's up. I got a rainbow of flavor, and I'm living for my Savior. Skittles out. Bang, bang, yeah.